What is going on, you guys? Today I'm bringing to you all a very requested video. Ever since I put out my transformation video a couple days ago, I've been getting asked a lot about my training split. And I just wanted to go ahead and make this short video just sort of explaining why I work out the way that I do and just the way that I have everything arranged. And so first thing that I want to say is that my training split is an 8-day training split. So when I refer to it as a week, just remember I know that a week is not 8 days, but I refer to this as my workout week. And so my workout week is 8 days. Alright, so let's just get started. I based this workout split off of push-pull legs, which is what I did when I first started working out. That was the very first program that I ever followed. So I basically, as time went on and I got better and better at lifting, I decided to add a little bit more volume and a little bit more frequency into my workouts. And so that's how this 8-day super split was born. And so I'm just going to go ahead and go through and just explain this. The first thing that I want to say about it is I do not recommend this for beginners. It's just, you don't want to be training 8 straight days in a row, pretty much every single day of the week when you're a beginner. It's just not something that you really want to do. But if you are wanting to take your workouts to the next level and you feel like you're pretty knowledgeable when it comes to your workouts in the gym, I would say go ahead and give this a try. Obviously, just be careful not to overdo it, and I'll explain a little bit why in the future. Another thing that I want to say about with this split is that make sure if you are doing this that you are getting 8+ hours of sleep every single night, because if it weren't for like 8 hours of sleep every night, my recovery would not work as well as it does, and I probably wouldn't be able to train this often or this hard. So basically, as you can see, on my first day I've got chest, shoulders, and triceps. That's pretty basic. On my second day I've got back, biceps, and forearms. Third day I have legs and abs. Fourth day I have just biceps. Day 5 I have chest, light shoulders, and triceps. Day 6 I have back, biceps, and forearms. And day 7 I've got shoulders and triceps. Day 8 I've got legs, abs, and functional training. So basically, when creating this program, there were 2 main principles that I sort of built it around. And the first one of those is that I want to be able to hit every single body part at least 2 or 3 times per week or per 8-day. So that was my first principle. My second principle was that I wanted to wait at least 48 hours after I had hit a muscle before I hit it again, so that I could give that muscle the adequate time to recover. And so the main thing that you're going to have to take into consideration if you pick up a split as complicated as this one is that all body part training is not created equal. So some body parts that you train are going to have a lot bigger stress on your body as your overall body versus just that muscle in particular. So let me give an example of exactly just what I'm talking about. Let's take chest, for example. That's a pretty good place to start. But when you're training chest, you're preferably doing a lot of compound movements that are going to involve the shoulders, that are going to involve the triceps as well as the chest. And it's just going to overall exhaust your body more to do these heavy loaded compound movements. And so when you're doing exercises like that, your CNS is going to be a lot more exhausted by the time you're finished. And then take just biceps, for example. Biceps, you're mainly doing like isolation movements. I'm pretty sure one of the only compound biceps exercises I can think about is pull-ups, which aren't ridiculously draining on your body. So biceps, since there's so many isolation movements that you do with biceps, it's pretty much only the bicep that is receiving the strain, and the rest of the body is not getting as much work. So basically, you're just gonna have to be really careful when you're mixing these isolation movements with these compound movements, because one has a much greater effect on your central nervous system than the rest of them. And so yeah, so this is basically the layout. As you can see, for biceps, I hit them 3 times a week. I hit them on day 2, day 4, and day 6. Triceps, I also hit 3 times a week. I hit it on day 1, I hit it on day 5, and I hit it on day 7. A couple other things that I just wanted to throw in here. I do count day 4 as my rest day. I like to get into the gym every single day. Like no matter if I'm doing like working out a body part or anything like that, I love to just get into the gym because it helps me focus the rest of my day, helps me get some energy out, just a ton of different things. It helps me keep that habitual pattern that I've developed over the past couple of years. And so I do treat bicep day as a rest day, which some people might find odd, but just since I was before I was talking about all those isolation movements, since biceps are so isolated, I just make sure to relax a little bit. I hit biceps for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I just go home. So that's my workout for that day. Everything that you'll see here, I usually hit everything for about 2 hours. Obviously, there are some exceptions. For example, on day 4, hitting biceps. Also, day 3 and day 8, I usually don't stay in the gym for about 2 hours. Those are more about an hour to an hour and a half. But these other days, like chest, back, and shoulders, I'll usually be there. I'll usually be in the gym for a total of 2 hours. And I'll usually hit the main body part. Like, for example, on day 1, chest, I'll hit chest for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and then I'll hit shoulders for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll hit triceps for about 10 to 15. And so the same for my back days. I'll hit back for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. I'll hit biceps for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll hit forearms for about 10 to 15 minutes. And that's just because obviously during the compound movements that you're doing for back or for chest, you're obviously going to be activating these sub body parts like biceps and forearms. They're just automatically going to be involved in the compound movements that you're doing. And then just one last thing that I wanted to say, I do hit light shoulders on day 5. Simply because I go hard on day 7, and I want to make sure that I have as much in the tank as I possibly can. So I do go light on day 5 so I can smash my shoulders on day 7 as hard as possible. I go a little bit lighter on triceps, and then yeah, so this is pretty much it. I think it's been working out super well for me. I think it's kind of the perfect hybrid. The hybrid between frequency as well as volume, just sort of blends it all together really well. And I have no problem getting into the gym 8 days a week just because I love it. I've got a nice club gym that I go to, and I really like being there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions about my 8-day split, please let me know if there's anything that I didn't cover. If you guys have anything extra that you want to ask me about, you guys can always DM me on Instagram if you have any extra questions. I love for them to be, I love getting fitness related questions on Instagram. If you do DM me on Instagram, though, just make sure to like ask me your question, because I tend to read my DMs and a lot of them are just like, hey, like, hey, how you doing? And there are so many creepy people on Instagram that I do not want to be having conversations with that are trying to talk to me. So if you do decide to ask me any questions about my weight training routine or anything like that, be sure to just ask your question like straight up, so I can know that you're trying to talk fitness and not trying to get my nudes. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much it. Once again, drop any questions that you have below. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to go check out my transformation video that I just posted a couple of days ago. It would really mean a lot to me. And yeah, just please press the subscribe button. that really helps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will get back to you with the next video.